Oh god.
That was
We're
the
out.
longest dive ever!
New Olympic record!
So, in case you forgot what we were doing, is Disc 4 now.
I don't want to ride the boat
Yeah!
anymore.
How many more discs do we have to go?
83.
Why does Disc 4 take so long to load, man? We've been here for a while.
Yeah, the disc was scratched. I mean, I had to find a replacement. No one sells just the single disc.
Wasn't there actually, like, all kidding aside, wasn't there an actual problem with Disc 4? Like, it only came in, like, a paper sleeve or something?
Oh, yeah, no, Disc 4 was literally just in a little paper sleeve stuffed into the box with the rest of them.
Nice.
Wow.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Disc,
Vintage.
yeah, Disc 1 and 2 are on opposite sides of a centerfold flap thing. Disc 3 is in the back of the box, and then Disc 4 was just in a paper sleeve.
Nice.
Arguably.
Packages their shit this way.
That's optimal. I love it.
I mean, that's cost efficient, I guess?
It was like a dream.
Yeah, well, it resulted in a fairly frequent issue of Disc 4 getting scratched up. Mine actually wasn't.
Because you're a lucky son of a bitch.
She had something to tell
Nah,
us.
instead the rechargeable batteries on my controllers died.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually kind of interesting right now.
It is. That's why I'm trying to keep the bullshitting to a minimum.
Nah, I doubt that. They're not like that.
Listen, it's been a while since we've done
Well, then
this.
let's tell them.
We need to stretch our legs.
Hey, wait.
Well,
let's
it's been a while since we had actual interesting plot. I
I
kind of feel like in all honesty, like it dropped off after a certain point, and it just
Do you mean the part where Jansen was singing "Eyes on Me"?
no, like
No, that is
again,
the apex of the emotional. That is like the emotional apex.
of course. But all joking aside, I feel since the end of Disc 1 that there hasn't been there hasn't been as much emotional impact. So it's nice.
Does Sarah have realistic freckles?
Yeah.
No, her skin texture actually has like pseudo pores to it.
Oh,
No, that's kind of weird.
Like none of the characters have that porcelain smooth skin. They've actually got a certain degree of like mottled color to it.
I like it.
good detail.
They put a lot of effort into the textures in this game. Like Ming's boobs have veins on them.
Yeah,
This is true.
that's true.
60? That's just...
And we can't forget Jansen's eyebrows, eyelashes.
No,
Just
I think
the prettiest fucking eyelashes ever.
Where are the kids?
And then there's Sed, who looks like he's made of leather.
Well, I mean, that's better than that one guy in Ura who was made of beef jerky.
I see.
Old Roxian.
He's dead.
He is. He was actually
Lest you forgot, he got eaten by a snake.
pretty
Oh yeah,
competent.
that's right, he did.
A snake that is ambiguously Gongora.
And never comes up again.
Yeah.
Just fly away.
I'm not saying that to throw you off the trail. That literally never happens again.
No, we believe it.
I think we
Yeah.
talked about the fact that it was never going to happen again back when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we keep heading south, where does that put us?
Mexico.
Let's land and take on some
No,
guys.
worse.
So hey,
Florida.
For more power,
remember
too.
those ruins that we went through to
This
get
ship
Mac?
is a submarine, right?
Oh, we're going back there?
We find an underwater
Not to that one, but
passage
we're going to
the
another set of ruins from the same
great
like
idea.
culture.
Okay.
Okay.
Set course.
Upgrade to max shadow magic by chance?
You're still
No,
captain of this
actually.
ship,
Bummer.
Oh, we don't get Max Awakened persona. It's
No,
not. It's not super
There,
double.
there
Womp.
is an optional dungeon related to that gets you an upgrade to max shadow magic
Okay.
or spirit magic,
He-
but
does he
that's
get, like-
gonna be
he
that's
gets-
technically post game.
He
Oh.
gets like Shadow Us.
No, Shadowless is actually something he will learn by leveling up.
Oh, okay, cool.
See, I was
But,
actually
everyone has a level 8 spell of their associated magic that is earned by defeating an optional boss.
Okay.
interesting.
Unfortunately, Max is the worst one.
Oh,
and I'll
no.
explain that when we get there. So
Ooh, where's this?
Do you remember the world on the other side?
we haven't seen this place yet.
All I remember is your dumb bitch face.
We can't stay here. We're not
Yeah,
from
we haven't seen this yet, but this is supposed to be like where they came
that much
through.
I remember.
So in other words, this is
lest
where
we forget the immortals are technically aliens
We
Yep.
need the two worlds.
or interdimensional beings or whatever.
also calling it now
I
final boss arena.
I think that's a little bullshit, Gongora.
Don't you feel the light?
I feel it.
Ew.
Time has begun to flow again. 1,000 years was a long time.
And yet, those 1,000 years were very important.
I got this cool haircut in that time. I really like it. What do you guys think?
Gagor's facial hair and eyebrows and his haircut and everything just do not mesh with the rest of the aesthetic, I swear.
That's what
Gongora,
makes him so obviously evil.
Yeah.
Gongora doesn't match with the rest of the aesthetic.
He really doesn't. He
Like,
looks so out of place.
There is nobody that has made as much ham and cheese as Gongora.
I like how he's taller than all of them solely by the fact that he's standing on those god-awful platform shoes.
He has these giant platform boots.
This man is overcompensating in so many ways.
I got these at a Spice Girls concert. Spice up your life.
So set your mind at rest.
I like how they all dramatically fall over, but if you watch Seth during that, she basically just face plants.
I was focusing more on Khan because he started.
He was trying real hard not to fall.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, there's the reason why he's the tank.
You gotta have that
that's
heroic
true.
resolve, yo.
Yeah.
But I love that. I didn't notice that until this run through, but you look at Seth and she just biff.
Not as much. Magic defense. Ugh.
Look at all those Fs.
It's okay, Jansen. You're an A in our hearts.
Blep.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you try to read it out, it's like boo 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 boo.
Vanera's betrayal of Seth.
Oh, that's right. Ming is still wearing 2 tiaras.
And leaving
Yep.
my subjects' very lives
And
in
2
peril.
thongs.
She just she likes 2 of things.
I guess it's more like a 1 thong and a leotard.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Leo thong,
Maybe.
I mean, those are a thing.
thongatard.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, neither really. Okay, I'll drop it.
So
But anyway, we now have the Nautilus.
Nice. I love this boat. We're-
This is a nice boat.
Boat.
Worth
ship
noting-
thing.
Boats in this, frankly, control like butt.
Are they tank controls?
Kinda. It's more that they actually included the physics of how a boat would handle, so it kind of oversteers a little bit.
Oh, okay.
If you try to make too many sharp turns, it'll like swivel
Nice.
and all that sort of stuff.
Good thing it doesn't capsize.
Well, because you can't really hit the brakes in water.
That's true.
But anyway, yeah, we were literally going straight south.
Okay.
Because everywhere else is blocked off by hypercurrents, and when we did the escape sequence through the sewers with the random QuickTime event,
Yep. Woo!
they actually burned out the jump engine on this thing, so we can't power through the hypercurrents yet.
Oh, so I'm guessing that's going to be the next objective.
That's what we're here for.
Gotta power up our toy boat.
Yep.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, I'm not even going there. And this... Also, this is an interesting thing.
Very interesting locale.
Yeah. The Great Ancient Ruins.
I like this place.
It really speaks to you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Are your ancestors by chance?
We're cousins, you know.
Ah, yeah. Twice removed?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they're plural and I'm not.
Exactly.
It's the last name variants. It's like you have some people
No, this
with
makes
some people with A, some people with an O, some people with an S, you know.
So here's this
It's been a
dungeon.
long time.
Oh,
Certainly
I
has.
detect.
There's a
Been
reason
here before?
that this video is over
I
an
never
hour
thought I'd
long.
be back.
Wait, this video is over an hour
Yep,
long?
we need
I wasn't
it
paying
again now.
attention.
Well, need what? The power
Yeah,
that
this
comes
this
from synergy
is
with
going to be a
magic
long
energy.
one, huh?
So wait,
Mhm.
what?
It's a technique to
Are we in
amplify
for
various
Black Caves
powers
Part
that
2
abound in
by
nature.
chance?
It
No,
uses
because
a
at least the
unique
enemies here
form
are
of
more
psychic
interesting,
energy
and the
by means
gimmick of the
spells
place
that
is a
have
little more
existed since
interesting.
ancient times.
So
They
we're
say
basically
there is
looking at a Rogue
stone
Galaxy
that
dungeon.
this psychic energy is bound within.
Not quite that
That's what
bad.
you
Rogue
want.
Galaxy dungeons were like
Ah, you
3-4
sure know your
hours long.
stuff.
I love it.
A 1,000 years.
God, Rogue Galaxy dungeons are awful.
Moms are like that.
Moms are tough.
So the treasure you're talking about is a stinking rock?
Dies immediately.
Plenty where we came from.
Yeah, there's a magic stone.
Hey, dying is
somewhere
pretty
that
metal.
binds the psychic
I was
energy
gonna
of
say,
Yeah, but you can only really do it once.
Dying made Lyrium the most powerful character in this game, so there you
That's
go.
true.
Yeah,
After Lyrium died, she became
Oh, well, that
Deus,
clears
Deus Ex Machina. So.
Exactly.
What's the matter?
With the power of the stone.
Kind of reminds me the whole dying you can only do it once of a very old Looney Tunes cartoon where this
Yes.
magician's trying to get into a circus and
Oh.
promises
remember
the
that
circus promises the
This
circus
time,
master, my last
see
trick
more
will
changes.
amaze you, and he
There's
like
more
sets up
magic
this
energy
potion,
now.
drinks it, there's this
I
huge
think it's more
explosion, and the ringmaster's like, that was amazing! You're in! Oh, there's just one problem with that trick. I can only do it once as it pans over to his ghost.
Yeah. His angelic ghost.
Yeah. Anyway, side point aside.
So what's the puzzle here?
Well, you may notice some floating platforms.
Oh, goody.
Do we have to move the floating platforms?
It's a case of platforms, one-way platforms type deal.
Oh, boy.
Oh dear. I'm gonna be descending into anguish by the end of this, aren't I?
Also, I'm going to be cutting out pretty much every random battle in the first half of this dungeon.
Why's that?
Because the way they lay out the random battles is that the enemy pool does not change as you go into the dungeon. Instead, what you get is more varied combinations in the latter half of the dungeon
Oh.
that show them off better. Like, I know for a fact one of those two battles I just cut was literally 5 of the same thing.
So do you want to see? Do you want to show off like the different varied groups because they have like some interesting synergy?
They've got more interesting synergy, and also it just shows off the enemies more efficiently than doing 5 battles to show off 5 enemy types, rather than 2 battles to show off 5 enemy types.
Makes sense.
But at the same time, we won't get anything magical like lizard teamwork.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in this dungeon, so...
Darn.
I will say I like the little magic trails on these platforms, and the effect of them.
The little, like, tethers.
Right, and they actually have, like, a reverse effect for when they go back. It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It changes color even.
Mm-hmm.
The other reason I cut most of the early battles in this is because, frankly, the encounter rate in this dungeon sucks.
Oh.
We're going to be seeing that purple flash a bit, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's partially on purpose because, Kaim and Sarah have been out of the party since basically the beginning of Disc 3.
Yeah.
They have not gained any levels in that time.
I mean, they were frozen.
I mean, at least they're fucking strong, so they'll catch up.
It's hard to train.
Yeah.
Hard to train up when you're in an ice block.
He was training really hard to punch through that ice block. He didn't quite succeed.
He was just vibrating in place, hoping it would melt enough that he could punch something.
He wasn't aware that this is magic ice.
The other gimmick of this dungeon, and part of the reason it frankly takes as long as it does, is that it's honestly a little hard to tell where you're supposed to go sometimes because of the multiple layers.
This is starting to make me think of a Final Fantasy IX dungeon. I can't think of which one, but there's one where it's really easy to get torn around in, and I can't remember which one it was.
Well, if you were reading the text, you may have noticed what the main gimmick of this dungeon is.
Is it that little glowy boy?
It's going to split the party into 2.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that really reminds me of Final Fantasy IX.
You don't get to choose who is in each party. It automatically does it.
What?
Oh.
The parties are Kaim, Sarah, Cook, and Mac, and then the others.
Oh.
So, family power, and then family power
Everyone
plus
else.
Tolton. Tolton Maiden Johnson.
But no, in retrospect, it actually makes sense, though, because it basically forces you to catch everyone up
Fuck this. I hate it.
by setting you up with a dungeon that allows you to use the entire party throughout it.
Yeah, I get it.
That's a cleverly placed treasure chest right there. And something that that could be very easy to miss if you're not, like, paying attention.
Which is unfortunate because you actually need that thing.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh.
Magical lock key sounds like a key item.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of something you need to actually unlock the door at the end of this.
So you can't miss it, but, you know, it'd be one of those situations where you might be running around going, God, where is
what
this
did I
thing?
miss?
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been one of those things that would have been better if it were like a hidden item, like something nice.
Almost feel like that would be more like I always found it more galling when you missed like the optional cool stuff by missing that kind of stuff. Like if it's required, you are going to get it.
Also, I feel like I want to point out that I activated that button, but also the activation animation moved her slightly wrong, so it retracted back into the ground and she touched nothing.
Glitches!
So I see you can't...
Well, like, no, it didn't even work. I had to hit it again to make it actually go off.
Glitches!
So I am noticing that you can kind of freely switch between the two groups, which is nice.
Yeah, and there's no load time between it. It just goes bip, bip, bip.
That's pretty good.
That means it's rendering, like... This is actually kind of impressive if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, you can see Kaim on the map if you walk by where he's standing.
Right, and it's, keeping track and rendering those, throughout and whatnot. I'm sure, like, any video game designer would tell me it's a pretty simple process to do that, but...
I think literally all it's doing is just changing where the camera is.
Still, the fact that it's, keeping the... I don't know.
The whole room and everything rendered?
Yeah.
So what does that spell do, by the way?
Reset? It just resets buffs.
Does it do that for everyone, or...?
I believe so. I believe it is a undo status changes to everything.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty handy for when you really need it.
It tells you how... The fact that I'm saying I think that's what it does should tell you how often I actually use it.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Now that, on the other hand, is a useful thing, because that teaches you, I believe, Compound Magic level 3.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. That way we can really channel the dark power of death, eh, Ming?
Yep. Now I gotta remember where on Earth I'm supposed to go before I realize that I'm a floor lower than I should be.
Nice.
And this room looks like it should have treasure, but it has literally nothing.
Oh, it's the turnaround.
This is what I'm talking about, where this dungeon's kind of easy to get turned around in, because all the scenery looks pretty similar.
And you're keeping track of two completely different parties as well.
Yeah, but it's each of these rooms is like 3 or 4 floors, and it's really easy to forget who is currently standing where.
Oh.
This almost, like, kind of feels like, not really, but in some ways it kind of borrows things from, like, classic Zelda dungeon design, where, like, part of the challenge is keeping that mental map in your head to...
Yeah, remembering your orientation.
Right.
Everything.
Which I think is a fine way to do it. It's just, this is kind of weird.
Like, it's not difficult, it's just easy to get turned around for a minute and wander around a little aimlessly at times.
That's a pretty short segment, all things considered.
Oh, don't worry, it's gonna do it again.
Okay, cool.
That segment is basically a, here's how this is gonna work. Here's a brief break in between where you have everyone back if you need to adjust some things. And then you get another one which is twice as long.
Yeah, I should have figured, considering there's a lot of video left.
I'm gonna say we're only like...
Well, part of that is also because this dungeon actually has 2 boss fights.
Oh.
Oh. Hello.
One of them is optional.
Oh.
Neat.
Do you get
Are we
something
going to
good
be
for it?
doing that?
You do get something very good for it.
Nice.
I assume we're going to be doing that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
I like this music, by the way.
Yes.
It's
It's the same music from the forest.
Just being amazing.
This is the same theme that was playing in the Crimson Forest.
Okay, excellent.
Which makes sense considering its locale.
They're the same civilization. They're the
Yeah.
same civilization, yeah.
It's basically the theme of the Eastern tribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't I rest here?
Not sure that's a great idea, Jansen.
Oh, let's hurry and
You're a little high up, boy.
stone.
Not to mention, who knows, like, if that's either a gong or a gate, either of which, when interacted with, could produce things that would not be conducive to rest.
Boy King? Oh dear.
Dalton's not used to this.
I'm okay.
Can you imagine how much that armor must actually weigh?
Gold is pretty light, though.
No, gold's pretty heavy.
You don't have to push it.
Oh wait, no, gold is soft, not light.
Thank you.
Yeah, gold is soft, not light. It's actually really dense and heavy.
Yeah.
It's just malleable.
I actually would not be surprised.
Which makes it honestly really shitty armor.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's not actually made of gold per se. It's probably like, it's like gold lined or something like that.
It's probably gold plated, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pure gold. If it were pure gold, that thing would be like dented and bent and warped like no one's business.
There's a reason they only really use gold for ceremonial things.
Yeah, there's no real.
So this
use
little
for it.
scene exists basically
But it
to
looks
tell
nice.
you, hey, there's a place over there you should probably think about checking out later.
Nice.
Is that the optional?
There's another
then?
one of these. There's another one of these temples, and that's the optional one over there,
Okay.
Got it.
across the way. This, however, remember those little scavenger hunt side quests we could get
Mm-hmm.
that we haven't been able to get since Disc 3 because basically every side mechanic falls off the planet during Disc 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
They're all back.
this upgrades it, so now we have access to the really good treasure hunts.
Nice.
Nice.
Once we find those treasure hunts, we will start to be able to get things like some of the best weapons in the game, or accessories that provide really useful abilities like nullifying elemental damage.
Jesus. That's
So
impressive.
So disc 3 is pretty much plot, and then disc 4
Disc 3 is, yeah, a deluge of plot. And then Disc 4 is when the game opens back up again.
Got it.
Like, you may have noticed that we didn't pick up a single dream during Disc 3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because the dreams are all Kime's memories.
And he's
he
not,
was
yeah.
party
He's
for
a
it.
he's a little frozen.
I remember when I was frozen in a block of ice. It was like 2 days ago. It sucked.
I should mention that every time it splits your party, it resets your skill links and things like that. So you have to go back in and redo all those.
That sounds a little annoying.
TDM.
Also, now we can start showing some battles.
Hooray!
Oh, here we go. Let's see all the local fauna. And kill it.
And remember how long the battles actually take to load.
I gotta show you the entire dungeon every
The
time.
load times for Disc 4 are really
Does
long.
not look good.
What do we got?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Whoa!
So,
Yeah.
so what we've got is we got an Eastern Warrior, a Water Beast, and a Wind Element.
Listen to that
Wind
Eastern
Elemental's
Warrior
probably
fucking go.
Yeah.
He is hype!
The Wind Elementals do exactly what you think they do. That battle I mentioned at the very beginning,
He's
that was
just-
5
he's
of the
just
same
ready to
thing. It was
go.
just 5 Wind Elementals.
Boy, imagine the sound combination if it was 5 Eastern Warriors, though.
Oh,
You will never actually encounter 5 Eastern Warriors. They don't come in groups like that.
They probably tried it. They probably tried it during testing, and all of them were like chanting at the same time, and they just went, okay, that's a bit much."
So, the Eastern Warriors' whole thing, besides having a pretty healthy amount of HP, is that they dedicate all of their time to trying to debuff your team. Usually with things to slow down your skill activation or spell casting.
So they set you up to get chunked by the water beast or something.
Yeah, and the Wind Elementals. The Wind Elementals actually can do a healthy 500-600 damage if they hit someone that's not behind the front line.
Ha 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 ha.
The Water Beast's main thing is that while they're weak to Earth, they have ridiculously high defenses. So even hitting their weakness doesn't do that much. And they've got a little over, I think, 2,000 health.
Pretty resilient. There we
Yeah,
go.
we're starting to hit the point where we will be hitting a fair number of enemies that actually start to become kind of HP sponges.
Hit that point of the game, huh?
Yeah.
So I imagine encounters will take a fair amount of time.
Oh.
I don't know if I've actually mentioned it before, but if you want to just repeat your last turn, you just hold down the confirm button and it fast forwards through everything.
That's
Nice.
pretty useful.
That is pretty damn handy.
Wow, that's an interesting hit noise from the water beast there.
Yeah. There's another version of the water beast called a fire beast. It's literally the same thing but fire.
Whoa.
Is that warp?
That's an instant death
Is
spell.
that something it does as it dies?
If you kill a water or fire beast last.
Oh.
Oh.
So yeah, anyway, like I said, we're at the point of the game where a lot of the enemies are going to start to become kind of HP sponges.
Yeah. It
What's
happens.
that? An RPG final disc is tedious as shit? Nah.
Well, I
Go
mean, it's
figure
better
it
than
out.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Don't even start
Never
that shit.
Never played it.
Don't you bring that evil on. Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
It's a really good card game, John.
I play
mean,
Final Fantasy 14, I know.
Don't you even start that. No. This is not the Final Fantasy VIII Let's Play. You get out now.
Matt, can I ask, do you prefer to shuffle or boogie?
I think I'll go with Boogie.
What I prefer is if the NPCs who play it don't fucking cheat.
Well, that's just a fact of life.
I just want my harsh font card, please.
Most people are trying to get the Cloud Strife card, which requires you to, I think, get every other card.
Wow.
You could alternatively
What
buy
a
it for
reward.
literally like millions of MG. I think it's like 1 million MGP for Cloud.
Oh, I was gonna say real money, but
I think you probably can buy Triple Triad cards for real money.
oh,
I don't know anyone who would, but you can, I think.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody. They're really passionate about Triple Triad. I don't know those
Hey.
people.
Guys, are we lost?
Yes, actually, we are a little bit lost, but hey, it gives us time to talk about Triple Triad.
It's true. There's always a good time to talk about Triple Triad.
Not sure that was a good use of our time. Gotta say.
You're the only one that's complaining.
Did not like Final Fantasy VIII.
Well, neither did
Well, you know
I,
what-
but that
well-
doesn't mean you did. Whatever.
Well, Matt, you know what Final Fantasy VIII is really superior to its successor, right? It's the card game part. Tetra Master's terrible.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Tetra
no,
Master
I'll
is basically do you know programming in hexadecimal.
Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah.
So anyway, palette swaps, that thing that this game doesn't have a lot of, unfortunately.
Frog,
still
it's
has
you!
No, that's my cousin. Thrice removed.
Well,
They're toads.
This is the
They're toads, you see.
Lost Temple of Cousins.
Yep. My cousins are hanging out, and your cousins. It's kind of awkward when you think about it. I try not to.
It's consensual.
I mean, well, yeah, of course.
They have an agreement.
They
And
split
you
the
get
rent.
custody of the runestones on Tuesdays.
So yeah, the little lemurs, in this case called Trookies, are literally the same as the ones in the Ice Canyon. They will steal your items, including accessories, and you have to defeat their leader to get them back, which is going to be the other boss of this place.
Oh.
So we're at the point of the RPG where they started running out of ideas
Oh.
and Oh, you little dick!
Oh.
And he fucking runs
No.
away.
Jesus Christ, Sarah.
I think she heard Ming's spell cry and was like, yeah, watch
gonna
this,
try.
Queenie!
But yeah, the toads, not really an issue. Their only threat is that they have an attack called Squash, where they just body slam you and take you down to, I believe, 1 HP or critical HP.
Ugh.
That's a big problem. That's not like, oh, that's all they do. That's a problem, dude.
Especially in a game where healing actually can take some time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, that sounds like more than a minor inconvenience.
That sounds
Okay,
like
Mac,
something
I'll
that
punch
could
in the
really
jaw.
ruin your day if everything doesn't go right.
Nice.
Nice to know those things are still susceptible to being blown the fuck up.
I mean, they're
They're
wings.
basically just the Final Fantasy X enemies.
They really
They really are. I wonder if Sakaguchi and Co. just kind of quietly took some of the files with them and just do.
We'll borrow these and just bend it a little this way and make it sound like a marble in an urn. Just dunk, 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 dunk.
Dude, not gonna lie, that was a pretty solid marble in an urn sound effect, so well done.
What they sound like?
No, I'm saying your ability to create that
Oh,
sound
I
was
got
pretty
you.
well
Okay.
done.
Well, thank you then.
It was a compliment, you fucking ass. Jeez.
He's not sure how to take compliments sometimes.
It's
True, we've been insulting each other the whole time.
You've been insulting me for 12 years.
I remember one time I complimented a friend, and he considered it a Christmas miracle.
That or he considered it an insult, like, you complimented me? Why would you do that, you asshole?
If I recall correctly, he told me to stop it because he's not used to me being nice.
Yeah, exactly. That's always what seems to happen. Or, what always happens is like, Matt, you should smile more. I am smiling! Without fail. I don't picture well.
So yeah,
Are we already out of enemies?
no, they just won't show up.
Oh,
There's actually one enemy type that I did not manage to get in the recording.
How long did you try?
I farted around up on the terrace for a little while because they show up more commonly there.
And yet they still didn't show up for you there?
It's not a big deal because they are a palette swap. They're a recolor of those hammer-armed golems from the Crimson Forest Temple.
Oh, and
check out
the
the-
appropriate place.
check out this sick puzzle, bros.
You know that actually makes sense given that this is like the same culture.
Oh yeah, no, it
whatnot.
totally makes sense. That's why I wasn't too worried about keeping them on camera though, because they're basically the same thing.
Okay.
But it was just nice.
That makes
It
sense.
would have been nice if you had captured them. Still.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't the other place have a puzzle involving pillars,
No.
like with the boulders?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I for some reason I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah, we had to pull that pillar out of the way so the boulder would roll through the door.
Now we have to put them on platforms so that they stay the fuck down.
Yep.
Hello, my name
and
is
if you were-
Riddleless Puzzleless, puzzle designer for the Eastern Tribe. I like the same puzzles in each of the dungeons I designed.
Yay!
Hooray!
And you're puzzly Smurf. Get used to that shit.
Now watch as I am confounded by the concept of this puzzle for a second and run around like an idiot with Kime.
And this is different from other episodes. How?
Eh.
No, look out!
What are we looking out for?
It's
Today it's
something new.
these things.
What? What are those?
Are those
They are
Looks like
enemies.
it's-
They are called
Money?
money.
money?
Oh no! They're the most powerful enemy in the game!
Oh,
You know what they say about money
gonna-
and how it's power?
I love
Not
the
gonna
little
lie.
dance.
Not gonna lie, other than the Koalons, kind of my fucking favorite enemy in this game.
Oh, they make little jingly noises.
Wah!
They're just doing little dunks.
I love how they move.
They're practicing their dunks.
Yep.
Someone please make a gif of them and set it to Maniac.
Oh my god, that is the perfect song.
Aw, when they're at critical health, they look kind of sad.
I feel bad for killing them.
I know.
I feel-
They're... Are we the villains?
Now
Yes.
here's the thing. Do they steal your money?
They will eventually, but they also do this.
Ooh.
Huh?
Heads.
What?
Oh! We got assaulted by
It
sad
even, has the,
trumpets.
it even has the sound effect.
I love the little wah, 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 wah.
Is there a good effect to the coin toss by chance, or is that always what happens?
No, no, no.
Oh my god, these are the best enemies!
The coin does have a good effect, but I'm pretty sure it's rigged to very rarely land on it. I honestly don't remember what it is.
So basically-
I've
so
seen it
basically
that-
when you see
I've
the-
seen it that rarely.
So basically, when you see that attack, it's just wah, wah, wah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I might have to be blasphemous here. I think I like money just slightly better than the Koalons at this point.
That's fair.
These guys
Solely
are
because of
cheap
that
shit.
dodge animation.
That dodge animation
I
is
love them.
fucking gold.
I must write about this
Pun
in my
sort of
journal.
intended.
There is a optional like mini boss thing tied to these guys later that I'll come back for.
Oh yes.
Cool.
Is it big money?
It is actually named Money Money.
Oh
Oh
my
well,
god.
Essentially-
JRPG designers out there, take note. This is the apex. You will never outperform this.
Oh, put some Hail Mary Malin over that fight, please.
Yes! This man speaks truth.
But we'll get to that in due time. I haven't unlocked the area that actually is required to spawn him yet, so.
Okay.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But no, I love those enemies, like you said, purely for that dodge. The fact that they even do the little...
However, the metal Kellons do have the little, the little dodge jig, so I'll put them on even tier. They're both S+ tier.
They're both very dancy.
Yeah.
But Matt, you have to factor into the monies are more jingly, but the Kellons are more jiggly.
Yes. See, this is why they're kind of. I rescind what I said earlier. They're now kind of even for me. Yeah. Because
So
the Kellons also have the little brigade thing where they do the. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I doubt.
So John, did you figure out the puzzle? Did you
the
figure out the
puzzle is
obvious...
literally just drag the statue from the other platform onto the new one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
puzzle's boring as shit. I don't care about it. I want to talk about the monies again.
Yeah.
This is now money talk.
Exactly.
There should be another optional boss for money that it's Earth Element and it's just called Dirty Money.
A
then-
water
and-
element called laundered money.
No. And then you fight the big one. It's like a reskin of the Ice Beast, but it's a big ice money called Cold Hard Cash.
Yeah, there we go. Dude, I think we're onto something. Like, do you want to design a video game?
Based around money.
Yes. It's a.
But what about the one you want to do about 80s music?
They can
80s mu-
incorporate it
80s?
to the.
80s music is heavily based in commercialization. It can work.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Come
Yeah,
on,
that's
dude.
entirely true.
And here we witness me having trouble getting her to register to grab the stupid thing.
Seth.
Seth.
Seth, you're drunk. Go
Seth.
home. Oh,
Seth.
wait, she's trying to. She can't get home.
Sir.
Can I see your license and registration, please?
Oh, so she literally just kind of voiped the column up to Kime.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
pulled one off so it went back up, and then he pulls that column to his platform to make his move.
Teamwork.
More like tedium work.
The puzzle for this place isn't too complicated.
Matt's just
It's just real easy to get turned around and forget where you're going.
And
Mm.
all the same, Matt is still enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Because money.
Because money.
Yes.
Because
That is
money.
That is how powerful the money is.
The
fact,
power
like,
of money.
Normally, I'd be like
This is
losing
just like
my
Advance
shit right
Wars.
now. Yeah. Normally, I'd be losing my shit, but I'm like, I'm chill, I'm calm, I'm cool. Like Gongora could appear right now, kick us all in the face, and I'd just be like, money, dude.
Okay, so remember those tablet fragments we picked up in the Crimson Forest? You probably don't.
I do.
I think I remember asking about it when you first got one.
Yeah, there's a couple more to pick up, like that one we just got. Those are
yeah!
required to access.
Didn't you say that it was going to be relevant in Disc 4?
Yep, those are required to access that other temple they looked at across the cliffs.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of bullshit, but at the same time, I get what they're going for here. It's just funny that they had, the Eastern tribe motif not be carried over from Disc, like, not come up again until Disc 4. Like, we're this far
Yeah.
apart, and all these callbacks are happening.
Oh wait, so if we're in Eastern Tribe Land, is the Crimson Forest actually close by?
No, it's, well,
Because
it's
I remember.
close by in the sense of RPG worlds that are Tauruses.
Whoa! Look at this.
Check out that statue! Wow.
Mostly just because I remember there was a Tolton Stone in the Crimson Forest.
Oh yeah, we'll be back for that, don't worry.
Okay.
There's
just
just going to
want-
be an episode where John runs around and gets those.
There will be a side quest cleanup episode.
I just want Tolton, like, endgame Tolton, to just be clanking around in just, like, Fire Emblem General golden armor. Like, he has it, like, he's T-posing, just waddling everywhere, with 2 giant swords.
And here we go, fighting with the detection on the grab again.
Because these things are kind of small.
They're kind of small, and I'm sure you've noticed, but movement in this has a weird weight to it.
Yeah.
It does.
The fact that these stones are about as a little thinner than Kime, or perhaps in terms of... Like,
It's real easy to make the hitboxes not line up.
yeah.
The ancient...
But anyway, puzzle's done.
Yay.
So,
Is there another round of that, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Oh.
So
Oh.
it's just... So there's just a boss. Yay.
Yep. This way leads out to the boss. One of those battles that I cut out with Seth, I should note that a Truki during that stole the Truki talisman we picked up earlier.
Oh, no.
You want that to happen because it's the only way to trigger the appropriate boss fight.
It's the Elman crown again.
It's the Elman crown again, yeah.
So what happens if you go through this without getting...
But we're going to go ahead and cut back over to them. The Truki Queen has now spawned now that our party is back together.
Okay.
Queen Truki.
And she just hangs out in one of those empty alcoves that we passed by during this.
Wow, Tolton, you're just rude.
He's part of the bourgeoisie. That's just how he was raised.
You know what? That's perfectly fair.
And to be fair, this thing isn't very nice either.
No, this
Stealing
thing is a foul little shit.
So, regardless of if they've already stolen the talisman, you still get that little spiel about it, and you just have to talk to them again to trigger the fight.
I'm getting reminded of kobolds. Very strongly.
Fair enough.
Kobolds are great. They think they're so smart. It's great.
Have you met the ones in Final Fantasy XIV? They actually are.
That doesn't sound true. That doesn't sound right.
Well, maybe
No,
you
they're
should
pretty
go.
intelligent, actually.
Maybe you should go be friends with the 789th Order and see how that works out for you. Because they think they're
I don't know.
smart.
I'd rather be friends with the Goblin Illuminati. Hang out in Alexander.
Sure.
So, this fight is very similar to the Elman Crown one.
Hit him hard.
The difference being that the little minion ones have random status effects on their normal attacks now.
Oh, okay.
Rude.
I love that. I love that gimmick.
Oh dear.
Oh. Oh. Did Kime just get healed?
Kime has Absorb attack on him, which means he has a chance to absorb physical damage.
Okay.
Neat.
Those little stars circling his head, by the way, that's not confusion, that's Dizzy.
Dizzy is...
Okay.
Dizzy means that he doesn't get to choose his attack target.
Holy!
Oh, I
Whoa.
remember that.
But that...
Yep, that does damage equal to 500 times the number of items they've stolen.
So they stole
They
4
stole
items.
4 items from you?
Wait, so what were the other 2 items? Just random-ass items?
They were random accessories, they weren't that important. They were... The ones that they stole were things I'd already learned the skills from, so I really didn't care.
Oh.
Yeah, except now they're chunking you for 2,000 damage, hombre.
I needed them to steal the talisman before I could do the fight.
I'm guessing they didn't
Oh,
steal
that's
the
a...
talisman.
They do not. They have a high
So-
chance to steal it, but it's not guaranteed.
So you could get in a situation, though, where, like, they steal a whole bunch of shit before they get the talisman. That basically makes this, yeah, no, that's kind of bullshit.
I mean, you
Well-
could always just reload if
Kind, you're terrorized by lemurs. Come on, dude.
Lemurs are scary, man.
Well, also, in theory, you can come do this fight at any point. She won't have the extra powers that the talisman gives her. But when you beat them, you'll get your stolen items back. But it will not cause them to stop stealing altogether. What you want to do is do the fight after they take the talisman, so they will no longer steal from you at all, and you'll also get the item drop.
Colton being terrorized is actually pretty appropriate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
who
Oh, no, this thing has
who gave this lemur access to forbidden magics?
That's what the
The
talisman
talisman.
does.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's actually perfect.
Oh, does
Without the talisman, all the queen can do is the item blast attack.
Right.
Oh. That actually might make the fight harder in a certain sense, depending on how
Well,
things go.
it's strong, but it's also single target.
Well, that even so, if it gets potent enough, it can one-shot anyone. So, you could be looking at a pretty awkward situation where you could constantly be having to spend time reviving an ally and making sure that they don't knock out your dedicated healer.
That's kind of what I was getting at earlier, like, if they stole enough stuff that you might as well just fucking restart the dungeon, which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it really is. Especially because, I don't know if you've noticed, there hasn't been a save point since that halfway one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I noticed it almost immediately.
There is no save point before the boss of this dungeon. And the boss of this dungeon
Mother
is actually relatively difficult.
Like,
love
even
it.
if you know what you're doing, they're relatively difficult?
If you know what they're doing, they're not too bad. They can just be a little long-winded because you have to take it kind of carefully. But you'll see when we get there, Alex.
Of course.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's basically welcome to Disc 4. Here's a difficulty spike.
Yep, that... What?
Oh.
Oh. Rude!
Oh, that is rude.
Oh, fuck!
That is fucking rude. Tolton, you need...
Do not
Tolton's, like,
underestimate
looking
Lemurs.
around going, oh no!
Tolton, you gotta carry us.
I am really disappointed, though, that I lost an earlier recording of this dungeon, which means I also lost a really amusing bit in a battle.
What happened?
What happened?
So you know how those water beasts can cast Lost if they're the last thing to kill?
Yeah.
Or to die?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Well, in a battle on the Lost recording, it cast Lost on Cook, who did her idle animation as the little mist thing came up. And if you recall,
Good timing.
her idle animation is blowing a raspberry.
Nah.
It was incredibly appropriate, and I'm sad that I lost it.
That would have been...
Oh, that's
perfect.
That, yeah.
So Ming's sitting at 1.
Ming is sitting at 1 because by this point, all of the Immortals have gotten the Persistence skill from Tolton, which means that once per battle, they will survive a fatal hit with 1 HP.
Nice.
Nice.
Shit, I didn't know Tolton had that in the first place.
That is Tolton's whole thing, is that he has really good skills and really bad stats.
And he gets the really good weapon.
And armor.
Yeah, which compensates for his stats. He gets access to the most powerful weapons and some of the best accessories in the game.
You got that king bling.
And then later you get a skill that lets him pass it off to the other characters and makes them incredibly broken.
But here's the question. Are you going to do that?
Not as much as I could.
You're gonna give them the, you're
my
gonna give
God,
them
I just-
hand-me-downs, aren't you?
Oh my god, finally! I just want this lemur to die at this point.
Stammer's a fucking asshole. No, let me
It's worth it though.
let me rephrase.
Alright, who gets it?
Who gets it?
Kill.
Seth.
Seth! I will add
Yep.
one more to Seth's count.
I also like how Seth is wielding, like, a cavalry sword right now.
Yeah. It actually suits her rather well.
It's just like... She's just swinging it around like it's like a machete.
This is big old claymore.
Back in our dimension, we use these for light chores. Hwah! So much for the fellowship of the bling.
I picture this lemur sounding like Rita Repulsa.
You know what? I did too.
Frog, you still holding up?
Yeah, I'm holding up.
Okay.
The fact that you could respond to that is, I think, a pretty good sign.
I mean, that lemur was stressful, man. If you needed a break, I think we would all understand.
Uh-huh.
That lemur was kind of a vile little shit.
I
It's
don't like them that much.
Well, okay, I
Yeah.
was going to cut that out, but now that we've all responded and carried on a conversation based on it.
Wing it.
Well, John, I think after this point,
Anyway, what we got from that is the next tier up of the
Woo!
accessory that the Elman King gave us. It gives MP Boost 3, which is a 30% increased MP.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
But anyway, back to where we originally cut from, which is the elevator to the top of the tower.
The magic stone! Cook, no!
Cook, no.
To me.
God
I'm an
damn
expert
it!
in
Like,
Stonology.
An expert in stonology. He must be a
They
character
call
that
him
really speaks to you, huh,
stoners in
John?
the field.
Jensen, don't touch that.
That's a
Don't
little
touch it.
late,
What?
don't you think, Ming?
yeah.
Let everyone be quiet. Let's see how a professional gets this job done. Quiet, please. Thank you.
So I would like to say this is probably my favorite design visually of a boss in the game
Damn!
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh, that is cool.
because this thing looks awesome.
That is a really
it's a
cool
big-
looking boss.
It's a big old
Man,
birdie.
Cyber Peacock hit the roids hard.
He did.
He really did. Holy shit.
Not too
So,
smart, eh?
Here's the actual boss of the Great Ancient Ruins. It can be a bear.
No, it's a
Nice.
bird.
Yeah.
So he comes with 2 keystones, which are hardened type enemies, which means they take severely reduced damage from physical attacks.
Right.
Ancient.
Each
Oh,
one
that's
of them grants
Ancient
the
Fiend.
Ancient Fiend. Each one of them grants the Ancient Fiend a counter, either to physical or magical damage.
Oh.
Okay.
So
it's
obviously
right-
hitting him while they're up is bad because it gets you slapped back.
Mm.
So it's kind of like Braska's Final Aeon. Holy shit, they did just take a bunch of notes from Final Fantasy X and took it with
I
Well,
was actually thinking it
The
was
good news. Actually, it's kind of like there's a Chrono Trigger boss that does this, isn't there?
the final
Yeah.
boss. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The final
Yeah.
boss has 2
Eh.
cores, and you have to kill the correct core to lower the defense of, or the correct bit to lower the defense of the core itself. I was actually thinking of the CPU from Final Fantasy IV, where you had an attack.
Yeah, it's actually probably closer to that, honestly.
Gosh, it's almost like Square Enix or people who worked for Square Enix reuse the same fucking concepts multiple times.
John.
Anyways.
Mind if I interject? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Would I be correct to assume that you would actually get punished if you tried to kill both keystones?
Yes, you would.
Aha!
Ah.
So basically, you have to kill one and then attack.
Well, see, here's the thing.
What?
Notice that he has a guard condition. The Ancient Fiend is in the back row.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Which
So
means
you-
that if you leave one alive, he's effectively taking half damage.
So
Still.
you basically,
So you have.
so you have to do GC management basically.
Yeah, you want to kill one and whittle the other one down to almost nothing.
That's a pretty good evolution of like the CPU fight. Better than how the DS.
Tolton is actually really useful here too because he has a skill called Break Hit, which ignores defense, including
Nice.
the GC.
So basically, you just have to keep one barely alive.
Yes.
And
I will show what happens if you take both of them down.
Will you be able to survive that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like
But,
it's not like the CPU that just shits out a damage that an attack that instantly kills one of your party members.
Well, you say that, but
Oh wait, does he do something like that anyway?
you'll see. Don't worry. So, but yeah, the Keystone's primary thing is that they do similar to the Source of the Eastern Warriors and do slowdown effects and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ancient Fiend has, like you just saw, Bind Hit, which locks the party member's position in the formation. Later on in the fight, the Keystones will start shuffling your formation.
Oh.
So they'll get the mages to the front, and then
They'll pull the mages to the front, and then the Fiend will lock them there.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a boss ever since old Dinozaro, who really kind of
Yeah,
messed with formation.
he was kind of the precursor to this, where it's like the game letting you know that this is a thing that can happen.
Mm.
And then not having it come up for like 2 discs.
Oh.
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 It's gonna hurt.
Luckily, luckily his counterattack is single target,
Okay.
and there was still a strong guard condition up to protect her.
These
Is
keystones
it-
are fucking beefy as shit.
Does he counter with the same thing you threw at him?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Haha!
Nice job,
Thank
Kyle.
you.
Also, is it just
Thanks
me
for the
or
top
am I
off, buddy.
when I see successive waves, am I the only one thinking successive normal punches? When facing him.
Aww.
Aww.
Oh.
You tried totally.
But yeah, as long as both Keystones are up, the Ancient Fiend mostly just sticks to doing either Bind Hit or successive waves.
All right.
shit, these guys have a shit ton of health.
Yeah, each keystone has like a little over 6,000.
They have almost 7,000.
Like 6,800.
They have a-
They
yeah.
have almost 7,000 HP apiece, and the Ancient Fiend himself has about 15,000. You're effectively working with about 30,000 hit points here.
This boss is a bit of an endurance test.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ow.
Oof. Very rude.
Luckily, now that I've got all the buffs up, I can kind of make do with throwing magic to help whittle down the keystones faster.
So basically, you need the right party for this one too. It looks like you need Tolton for the break hit, a good front line to at least.
You
until
basically,
the-
yeah, you want a good front line, and Tolton is highly advisable.
And then I was going to say you definitely want Sarah because it looks like magic damage is going to be important to this.
Yeah.
If you haven't taught spirit magic to either Sarah or Ming, then I would say bring Mac because you want those damage buffs.
Yeah,
Right.
that's pretty damn important. If the fight with the ice monster at the end of Disc 3 wasn't indicative of that enough, this is most certainly telling of that.
Honestly, basically every boss fight from here on out, you're gonna want spirit magic for. Those
Right.
buffs become invaluable,
Buffs are good.
especially because they don't
Here
work.
we go.
Oh.
Yep.
Luckily, the shuffle
Nope.
is randomized, and it randomized everyone right back to where they were.
Nice. Thanks.
Well, it's partially because a couple of people have already been hit with.
No,
Place.
No,
shuffle
bind-
actually ignores that.
No, I was about to say,
Oh.
bind prevents you from actively moving them.
Yeah.
The idea being that they bind you in place, and then they force you to move against your will, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you break the bind or something.
Got it. Got it. I'm following now. All right, we got one of them down.
Yeah,
and
we
the
got
guard
one down at
conditions
this
have half.
point, and because it disabled his physical counter, at this point, I can have Tolton start going to town on him with break hits.
But
Nice.
basically, magic will never touch him ever because he'll just.
For the most part, we're gonna have to leave the magic counter one up, yeah.
I like this fight. I really do.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
It
I
goes
will
on for a
say-
little while, but oh yeah, and
Oh.
then there's this issue.
What?
Was that?
That dispelled all of those power buffs I put up.
Oh no.
Once one keystone is down, the other one starts using shuffle and also more often.
Man, Kime's absorb physical is just freaking clutch in this fight.
It's that last one was good because it just nothing happened.
Yeah, like he's either gotten health back or he's basically balanced it out to nothing.
Yeah, that absorb physical is super fucking good.
Oh wait, correction. Allfall didn't just remove all of my buffs; it actually debuffed them all.
Oh dear.
Holy
What?
shit!
Oh, goodness gracious.
This is why they gave you reset. This is literally why they gave you reset in this dungeon.
In retrospect, probably.
No, this is totally it. Like there are no ifs, ands, or buts. This is exactly why they gave you reset.
Ooh.
Like, I'm kind of impressed with this boss because he's got a cool design and I like the mechanics, but at the same time,
Oh,
damn.
wait.
And do remember, hasn't been a save point since halfway through the dungeon.
Yep. Keeping that in mind as we go through this.
Oh, that's bad.
Hold down the line, Mig.
Ming.
All right, you almost got the.
Break your weapons on me.
Yeah, we'll see how well that goes over for her in a minute.
Oh no. I don't like the sound of that.
Can you ever can you switch formation on your own, or are you just
You normally can, but when they're bound like that, you can't.
right?
Like that.
Right. I was gonna say, but this guy's a different. All right, Mig, let's see what you got.
We're rooting for you.
And as you can see, even with that little bit of guard condition he's got, he's still barely taking
He
damage.
must have some pretty high fence.
You got to just take the guard condition down as much as you can.
Luckily, power boosts help mitigate that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kime, however, has lost his, so he needs a new one at some point.
Yep. I'm kind of on the edge of my seat right now. This is a pretty exciting boss fight, actually.
Yeah, like, I totally love this fight. It's amazing.
I'm really kind of rooting for Tolton here to get the kill shot. I really hope he does.
I wouldn't be surprised if
No, this is one of my favorite bosses, just because it's one that actually demands a certain degree of strategy to it.
Yeah.
You really have to
this-
use what tools are available to you and compensate for his shenanigans with your formation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right,
Tolton!
Ming's back in the back.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Tolton. Ooh, there's
The
that
problem is at this
persistence.
point, because that first shuffle moved only Ming to the front, it completely destroyed our guard condition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So even the back row is not safe anymore.
yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's the real devilish thing.
There are no guard conditions, only Zool.
So, would actually a viable strategy for this fight be to take, like, a mostly physical party and just focus on the physical guy to knock down the counter?
That would be a viable, especially if you'd been keeping up with your ring construction and brought some of the rings that destroy hardened enemies.
Right.
But yeah, that is totally a viable strategy.
Oh, damn.
I brought this party because it meant that I could keep up healing and buffs a little easier.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty reasonable.
But
If
I
you
mean,
bring a
that-
mostly physical party, you have to rely on items.
Aw.
Which is easier because Sed has double item,
Yeah.
and he's also got a skill that causes items to have a 50% increase to their potency.
Right.
So he can basically be your item caddy and just throw healing stuff at everyone the whole time.
Man, that was a
Yeah.
disappointing power hit. Like, I felt that in my soul. Ugh.
That was a power hit to your soul, alright.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Yeah.
Ooh, nicely done.
Yeah, like with the power buff on Tolton,
I'm not done.
doing 1,000 damage per is pretty good for making this go
And
faster.
Seth
That's
is no
pretty
slouch
key.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's putting in like 1,400, 1,500 a
Yeah.
shot. So
Yeah, no kidding.
It's just time's kind of fallen behind, just because he doesn't have a buff. That's really it.
yeah, just because John's been using him as like backup item caddy. I've been noticing. So
Yeah, because he's the durable one, he's not gonna go
Yeah,
down.
he's the fucking tank.
Uh-huh.
exactly.
That is.
Yep.
Kaima's been at full health for most of this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if he tries to hit him with like successive waves, there's a good chance he might absorb it.
And the thing is at this point, successive waves is a one-shot on any of our casters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of guard condition.
Well, and it does about 1,400 damage to them.
You know, not too bad from Seth there. She tanked it pretty well.
I mean, Seth isn't fragile.
No, I was just saying, you know.
I mean, she's a rogue, but that doesn't mean she's like made of paper or anything.
All right, so he's got to be left alone at this point because guard condition.
Yeah,
is
we
more or less-
can't do any more to the keystone without killing it. at
But
this point.
honestly, you don't really
But you
need
said
to.
you said you were going to show what happens when they both
Yeah,
go down.
I will.
Okay. Ah, here we go.
Because there is a one-turn delay before the Ancient Fiend's basically Berserk mode kicks in.
Right. And you can just lay into him.
I can lay into him so he actually only gets one turn on it.
Oof.
Nice hit.
Double triple sevens.
Yep.
Luck might be on your side.
Now John's been doing really nice with this fight. Hats off to you, man.
I mean, he
I mean, I knew what I was coming in for, so...
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still nice to see it in action. Jeez, what's the problem with compliments? You know what? Fuck you. No more compliments. You're a fucking dick.
What about me?
You're a dick too.
Aw.
everyone in this room is a dick.
So here's the thing. If you take down both of his keystones... Oh, right, he doesn't do it that turn. My bad, I'm talking a little ahead of myself. But, like I said, there's that one-turn gap. You get a
Wait,
one-turn reprieve.
What's that other hit of Tolton's that he had?
Member hit. It does damage based on the difference in party members. It's, frankly, a gimmick and not very useful most of the time.
Okay.
Not to mention,
But here's the thing.
Oop.
Oh.
Oh!
Every turn, once his keystones are down, he will shadow us lost.
Oh.
And he will just do nothing but that for the rest of the fight.
I noticed Ming there being healed.
Yep.
Sarah.
Yeah!
Nice.
Sarah got it.
Tolton
got
would have got it,
dirt in my
but Sarah went right before him, so...
It's okay, Tolton. Respect. Respect for you,
he
boy
did a
king.
really good job.
He was holding the line.
He was holding
Yeah.
the fucking line.
He was
fucking-
the only guy in the front there.
Yeah. Sarah gets the kill, but Tolton gets mad respect.
Tolton's definitely the MVP for that fight.
Oh, they
Oh, yeah.
absolutely positively were. Although points to Kime just absorbing half of his successive waves.
I'm shrugging the entire fight.
It's just
I remember when I tanked this. I did it just a turn ago.
I also like out at the end with the Shadow S, Ming just gets healed by the
Yes.
darkness.
So fucking appropriate.
Ming is too evil to be killed by the dark.
Guys, stop it.
Look at that. He did it all just to get the stone. You could learn from him.
I have no idea what she's talking about there.
Yeah, that...
When has Seth ever made sense?
They literally just got done berating Jansen for doing that, and then she's just like, look what he did, you should learn from that. Do exactly the thing that we just yelled at someone for.
it's that sort of reckless bravery that can make you a better person. Except don't fucking do it.
You can't see the expression I'm doing, but you can probably guess.
Think with your dick out, Tolton.
Not to mention, Tolton's probably like, did you see the fight, mother? I fucking carried that shit.
It'll explode if you drop it.
Or
A little
said would
dangerous.
say,
I mean,
mother.
I think it
I
kills
got
all.
that mixed up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Here, catch.
Said you dick.
Tolton, why didn't you catch it?
He said it was going to explode. Oh, he's.
I mean, that's fair. Why didn't you catch it? He threw a bomb at me!
I don't get this. Like, what's with the need to just all of a sudden shit on Tolton at this point?
Yeah,
He didn't actually do much wrong.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
No, it's just been 2 back-to-back cutscenes of shitting on him for no reason.
1,000 years old.
I think he's also cranky because you're a dickhead, said.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're a 60-year-old pirate, would you expect to be a upstanding gentleman?
I expect him to not throw explosives around in the thing that will kill them. With the thing that will kill them all.
Fucking nonsense.
Also, it wouldn't actually explode, he's just...
Of course he was.
No, we figured that much, but like to all of a sudden berate Tolton.
Yeah,
or-
it's the principle of the
It
matter.
very much is.
Anyway, all that, and we got an upgraded boat.
So now we can do the thing. Yeah.